This is Dave Angeloni, and welcome to We All Have Shit, the only bi-weekly podcast that tries to take an honest look at what ails us and moves us forward into the lives we lead. Our show can be accessed through our YouTube channel, the We All Have Shit podcast. We will conduct our show with comfort, realism, and sensitivity. And we will do our best to be brief, to the point, and real. Anything that might be difficult for us is on the table. We are all human, and we all have things in common. Moreover, we were created to exist in a social context and to help each other as best we can. Finally, while I may have been a trained and professional counselor in a past life, this is not me now, and this is not our show. Rather, we will simply do our best to shed some light on our troubles, talk about how we are dealing with them, and hopefully make some positive contribution to the world around us. So, thank you all for joining us here today. I am here with an old friend of mine named Jason. This is a remote conversation that we're having. Jason lives down in Florida. So, Jason, welcome to We All Have Shit. And what is your shit, Jason?
Wow, what an opening.
Yes,
man.
Sir.
This is incredible. So first of all, thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it. And yes, we know each other very intimately, don't we?
Good friends. Yes.
Yes, we absolutely do. So my shit happened about 6 years ago.
Okay.
I was not taking care of myself.
Okay.
And was a stubborn half-Italian man. And it got to a point where I had to go see a doctor. And the person that I went to go see told me it was gas. I just had like acid reflux.
Okay. Fairly common health thing, right? Acid reflux.
Right.
Okay.
I immediately asked for a second opinion because this was not acid reflux. If you saw me physically, you would know it was not acid reflux.
Okay.
I went into the emergency room because I went to a gastroenterologist, and she told me, listen, I could spend a lot of money on you. You need to go to the emergency room. So I did.
Wow.
And came to find out that I had large cell B lymphoma. And it was very aggressive in my body because I ignored it. In fact, the nurse that brought me in and was taking care of me,
okay,
pretty much said, we didn't know you were going to make it.
Wow.
That's how bad it was. We weren't sure you were going to make it. And when they finally announced that I did have cancer,
okay,
I've talked to other people who have cancer.
Yeah.
And I asked them, I asked, you always think when you hear the C word, cancer, it's like the bottom of the floor is going to drop out from underneath you, and it's the end.
Sure.
And I didn't feel that way.
Okay.
Just didn't feel that way.
You mean wait, time out. You mean you didn't feel that way emotionally or physically?
I didn't feel that way emotionally.
Okay.
Because emotionally, when you hear cancer,
yeah,
you think of. I think of my aunt Margaret.
Yeah.
And what she went through.
Okay.
And that's what I'm thinking. It's like you're gonna live, but you're not gonna live a good life.
Yeah.
But that was an old way of thinking about what cancer is.
Okay.
We got aggressive.
Okay.
We did chemo. We did Neupogen. I was in a hospital for a week, 24 hours a day, 5 days, chemo. Then I would take a week off and do a week of Neupogen shots to help build up my immunity.
I never heard of Neupogen. So that's what that does. That builds up your immunity.
Yeah, it helps. It helps with trying to get your white blood cells up because again, the chemo is killing everything.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I would have a week off.
Okay.
And I did that from May of 2019.
Okay.
And you would know because I didn't come to Pennsylvania that year.
Yes.
It continued on until September of that year. So that's what I was doing. I was full into it. I was, I was going in, doing that time. I was still trying to work and do stuff while I was in the hospital. I had my laptop with me, and I was like, I can do stuff from here. And they were like, no.
That's you're that guy. Partially,
I'm that guy.
You're that guy. So let me just interrupt for just a breath here. So Jason's in the midst of telling us this story, and thank you so much, Jason, for opening this door up to me. So for our listeners here, Jason is one of the most positive-minded individuals, energetic, positive, boisterous, sociable people I've ever met. So Jason, this sounds like it kind of was a shock to you and kicked you. So you're still trying to work while you're in the hospital bed.
Oh yeah. I mean, during this struggle,
it
was 2019.
Right. COVID.
The week after, I was in the hospital for a week the first time.
Okay.
And had my chemo. So I came back. I was frail. I was broken.
Yeah.
My wife at the time decided to ask for a divorce again.
That's nice.
While I was going through this.
Wow.
Then I had a situation where my father's wife was collecting money to raise money for my illness, and kept it.
Damn.
Then my mom had a stroke. My dad had a stroke. I had a stroke.
Jason. When it rains, it pours.
It was so challenging, but my course was true.
Okay.
My course was my why, and my why was my son.
I love that.
I want to be there when he graduates high school.
Your course was true.
I want to be there.
Okay, it was true, and your course was your son. The reason
he was my why. So every time when I woke up and I was nauseous and in pain and didn't want to go to the gym and work out and try and stay healthy, that's who I would think of.
Oh.
I had my motivational tapes of Eric Thomas and all those guys playing in my head, and every day waking up at 5, getting up and putting in the work. And he was my why. I want to see him graduate high school. I want to see him graduate college. I want to see him get married. I want to see him have his family.
Damn. As a parent,
sitting here.
As a parent, right? Anyone that's listening to this and me now listening to you here, as a parent, that just touches you, right? That's your why. That's what is going to motivate you. All these other layers of your life, like you said, your wife at the time asked for a divorce. You had the money situation, right? That the money that's getting raised for you said got spent on other things, and you had other health issues and your family and everything like that. So you're like, what am I fighting for? What's my why? Oh.
And he was it.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
So September comes.
Okay.
We finish treatment. October, I find out that the cancer is gone.
Okay.
And we're excited.
Nice.
We come to December before Christmas and come to find out it has come back and it's more aggressive.
It came back. That was a really quick turnaround.
It was very quick. And my doctor, my local doctor, who's a South African, he's so great. Dr. Smuckler. I love that man.
Okay.
He's a true hero.
Nice.
He wasn't sure what to do and went to one of his, asked around, and we found Dr. Jane at Moffitt in Tampa.
Okay.
And he was working with CAR T cell infusion, which is basically made for large cell B lymphoma.
Specifically for what you needed. So like tailor-made, tailor-fit for what your ailment was. Is that right?
For my cancer, yes. So basically what they do is they take the white blood cells, they separate them from the blood.
Okay.
And they manipulate them. And I always like to use this analogy. It's like, remember Endgame when all the heroes came back
Yes,
and that battle that happened?
I do.
That was going on in my body
Oh,
when they
man.
put those white blood cells, those manipulated blood cells.
Okay.
They took care of everything.
Wow.
And within a 30-day period, I went from riddled with cancer to gone.
That is phenomenal. So you got this tailor-made treatment, and within 30 days, it was gone. Wow.
Yeah. So I went there in March 15th of 2020. Actually, March 13th of 2020, because March 15th or 16th is when the world shut down.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about COVID. So yeah, put it into context, listeners. Right. So Jason's going through the details of this, pretty emotional and personal cancer battle that sort of began and is now here, right in the midst of the origin of the COVID pandemic. So that's lovely. Yep. Wow.
Yeah. So I was really in the best place I could be, if you really think about it. I'm in a hospital, safe, secure.
That's true. That's true.
I actually had Lenny came down with me, my cousin Lenny.
Really?
He came and stayed with me. He was supposed to stay in the room with me, but then COVID happened, so he stayed in the hotel.
Okay.
But was able to come and be with me. And during that time, I was at a job.
Okay.
And had pay time off, for health reasons.
Sure.
But I told him like 1 or 2 days a week I would like to come in.
Okay.
And we were. And I actually did a meeting with management. And I was actually in the hotel at that time. I was able to leave the hospital. And it was April 1st.
Okay.
And we ended the meeting, and I remember Lenny saying, this company you work for is really, really great for them to let you go and have this and do this, and you're still being able to work and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's
true.
Like,
yeah, I really enjoy working with these people.
That's pretty big. That's pretty big. Yeah, a lot of us that have health things, concerns, or even like personal situations, right, with family stuff or whatever. Mm-hmm. Some companies are very understanding like that, and some are not. And it depends on the job, I think, to an extent, right? Like if you have a certain type of job where your presence is mandatory, or I don't know. But yeah, Some companies are better than others, and I myself have a similar arrangement with mine too, and I'm really grateful, for that. So yeah.
Me too. This current company I work with is absolutely fantastic. But
good. Okay.
This company that we're speaking of currently.
Okay.
After my cousin said that, I got a call from the president of the company, and he told me that they were going to let me go.
Right after they told you that you were good.
So I'm on this phone call and go, okay, very funny, April Fools. I get
yeah, right.
And he's like, no, we're letting you go. I go, you can't let me go. I have cancer. I'm in a hospital. I'm protected. And this is Lord. What he said.
Okay.
The owner and I have been talking for the past couple of weeks.
While you're in the hospital getting treatment.
Because of this pandemic, it's considered a catastrophe or disaster.
Okay.
So people were able to do things they weren't able to do. Thus me being let go. Because as soon as I got off that phone, I called a lawyer. And that's what he was telling. He's telling me, he's like, unfortunately, because of this situation, it's unprecedented.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you couldn't do anything about it.
In the hospital, at Moffitt, and going through the treatment, and yeah.
That friggin' sucks, Jason.
Yeah. Now, that part, that broke me.
Yeah.
Now, I told you all the other stuff that happened. When that happened, though, it broke me. And I just laid, I didn't do anything for like 2 or 3 days. I was like, I can't believe this. First of all, I can't believe that there are people out there that are so heartless.
Yeah.
That would do something like that.
Yeah. In that moment.
Second of all, I'm going through cancer treatment. Who's going to hire me?
Wow.
So I'm terrified.
Damn.
I'm terrified. And within those 3 days, there was something that just clicked.
Okay.
I remember I was back in the hospital getting the treatment, and one of the nurses goes, I told them the story. She goes, remember the big giant golf balls you had underneath each armpit? Why don't we go and feel for those?
Okay.
And I went to go feel for them, and I couldn't feel them.
Really? Okay.
She goes, you may not have a job, but you don't have those tumors anymore either.
It's pretty that's a fair trade-off maybe, right?
Right?
Wow.
And her saying that just kind of sparked something in me.
Okay.
And I just decided I would get up and I would start walking. Just getting to walking, and then I would just do push-ups, and then I was getting myself back in. Then I would get on my computer and start looking for jobs.
How about that? How about that?
Excuse me. 3 days after they fired me,
okay,
I started to get out of the funk. 3 days after that, I had an interview, and by the time we left, which was at the beginning of May,
okay,
I came back home to an interview.
That is freaking awesome. That is awesome. That's a pretty rapid turnaround. I credit you for being able to do that and having the wherewithal to push yourself to try to do that, and of course for doing it, actually doing it. But that's a vicious thing that affects people, right? When you have major health stuff like that, and then you get fired and you lose your job and you have emptiness.
I have this whole list of things that I could check mark off, and any one of them could have broken me.
Yeah, easy.
Completely.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like my mindset was, you know what your why is, you know what you have to do. Keep going.
That a boy.
Keep going.
That is fantastic.
And we did.
That's great. That's great.
And we did.
Okay, let me ask you a little bit of I don't know if it's a deeper question, but just maybe it's just a correction for me. So the why, that's obviously the biggest thing I'm hearing from you. Like you said, your course was true, right?
Yeah.
During this time, like you had all these things like heaped upon you besides your diagnosis, right? Mm-hmm. And you're trying, but you had this in your mind, what your why was your son, okay? Did anything happen that made that realization? Like, how did you know that? Have you always known that? Was this a new realization? Like, what could you tell me about that?
That's a great question.
Okay.
I just remember when the doctor came in, I actually remember it was May 13th at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
I'd been in the hospital for 3 days, and he started saying that he has cancer, and that's the only thing I heard. And he was saying stuff, but I wasn't paying attention to it because I was like, okay, all right, it's cancer.
Right.
What are we going to do about this?
Right.
Are we gonna lay there and suffer? Are we gonna feel bad for ourselves? What are we gonna do? How aggressive is it? What stage is it? Were my questions. And when do we get started?
Let's go. Okay.
It was kind of like, remember the movie Over the Top?
The arm wrestling movie?
The arm wrestling movie with Sylvester Stallone. Remember he would turn his hat?
Yes.
And that would get him focused. I'm serious. Like when it happened, it was like that was the switch.
Oh, I love it.
Cancer, and it was almost like when Sylvester Stallone turned his hat around in that movie. It was like, this is what we're doing. We're staying focused. We're getting it done right now.
That is great.
And that's when we started thinking about when those days started getting hard. It was like,
yeah,
dude, I'm not gonna die.
Yeah.
I can't die.
Yeah.
And I just started saying, why don't I want to die? And it came down to one thing. It's my son.
It's your son.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that I'm sure you've come across in your life in general, and especially now, like with your health treatments and what have you, that don't have that mentality and that mindset. And not that they're necessarily ready to die, but maybe they're not fighting. they don't have the mentality, the wherewithal. So you see that sometimes, right?
Yeah, the weight of it all is just so insurmountable, or it seems that way.
The weight of it.
It seemed very, very insurmountable. I remember going back to the first date when I went into the emergency room.
Okay.
It was the first time I was ever admitted into a hospital.
Okay. Wow.
It was the first time I ever got poked with someone by a doctor.
Wow.
Outside of blood, because they had to drain. There was fluid in my lung. They had to drain that.
Okay.
Biopsies.
Okay.
First time I got scanned. And I remember staying in the hospital that first night, and my head was to the head of the other room next door.
Okay.
And it was this older lady, and all she was doing was going, please, please let me die. Why won't they let me die? I just want to die. I heard that all night on my first night.
Oh, my God. That's hard.
That right there, that wasn't enough to convince me. Nothing was.
Wow. Well, Jason, that could have put you one way or the other. Thankfully, you know what I mean? Like, thankfully, it put you the way that it did, because otherwise you'd be like, oh, yeah, right. Why? Yeah, why not? But
you know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah. But then I would meet a girl who was like 23 and she had stage 5. And she was like, after treatment, I'm going to go and buy a Porsche.
Right.
Like, she knows.
Yeah.
She knows what like she's like 23 and like may not see 24, probably won't see 24, and she's okay.
Yeah.
I gotta be okay.
Yeah. That's
I can't be that way, but I can be okay and work to get better.
Yeah, and it's a really helpful thing as well for all of us to be aware of drawing inspiration from others, right? Like that girl that you told me about, right? That girl, it's like, you know what? That I might not do exactly that, right? But just the mentality, God, I like that. Let's be positive. And it kind of puts things in perspective, right? Like your life struggles that we all have. It's like, you know what? Got cancer, man. Stage 4. Let's go. Wow.
And it's like cancer for me, and I've said this to a couple of people. I might even send to you.
Okay.
Cancer was a gift.
Cancer was a gift. Okay. I don't think you said to me. Explain, please.
My cancer was a gift.
Okay.
And here's the reason why. I was a smart ass, loudmouth, narcissistic bully.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
You're a little narcissistic, maybe. That's about it.
Yes, I was. And cancer just made me pause.
Okay.
To look at what was going on in my life at that time.
Made you pause.
And I didn't like what I saw.
Okay.
I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like who I was as a husband at the time. I didn't like what was going on as a father or a friend or anything.
Wow.
And it made me stop and do a brutal self-evaluation of myself. Wow. I like to say, especially in the last couple of years, I've discovered that I am a recovering nice guy.
A recovering nice guy?
Yeah.
Explain that,
There's a book out there called No More Mr. Nice Guy, and it's a great book. Everybody should read it.
Okay.
But basically, I have issues with confrontation. I have issues with self-sabotage.
Okay.
Self-sabotaging myself in relationships and friendships and business and work. Not being able to just speak my mind. I mean, look at the world we're in now. If you think one way, you'll get lambasted.
Yeah.
Right. And that was me every day. I was afraid to rock the boat, so I wouldn't say things or do things. And it, I was run over by people, whether it was family members and work and relationships.
Wow.
And, it helped me to it took me a while to get here, to admit it.
Yeah.
But, the past 6 months, it's been really, really amazing. And the peace that I have found by kind of getting rid of some of those things that have made me a nice guy and start moving towards taking care of the person I should be taking care of, which is me.
Okay.
Loving yourself,
Yeah.
loving who you are, and being your biggest cheerleader, and stop mentally beating yourself up.
I like that. Love yourself.
It's okay if people don't agree with you.
Yeah.
It's okay if you fail.
Yeah.
It's all right. You have an opportunity to self-correct and do it again.
We're all human.
Yeah,
we're all.
Don't live in it. And I've spent the majority of my life living in it because I felt like I was a victim.
Okay. Wow. That is some soul searching. That's some soul searching. Yeah. And a recovering Mr. Nice Guy. So all those positive things I said about you in the beginning, now you're not regretting that, are you? Like I meant them.
Not at all. Not at all.
No, it's all right.
No. And I can see where you're coming from.
No, I got you, man.
A lot of it is like, you put on this facade. You put on this face.
Yeah, I got it.
You're a character.
Right.
I'm just starting to learn who I believe the real me is. And it wasn't that person that I left.
Okay.
Like, I look back at pictures from 2019 and 2020, especially when I was going through the chemo.
Okay.
And I look at that person. It's me, but it's not me.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
It does.
That's how much of a change it was. It was me, but it wasn't me, because that was an older version of me. Now, I'm still got some brokenness. I've still got my flaws.
Yeah.
I'm still going to make mistakes, but I'm aware of them, and I know that I can correct them, and I know I can move forward with them. And that's the thing that's most important.
That is such a powerful example of growth. It, like, a lot of times we think that as humans, right, we only grow during childhood, and then when you hit that magic age of 18 and we graduate high school, it's like, oh, you have it all figured out, right? Well, anybody who's an adult knows that's not true, right? So right. You and I are similar aged, right? And there's some people, granted, around our age, they do have things figured out, but we're not two of those people, right? We're in the process, right? And most people are.
What's the adage? They say with age comes wisdom. Sometimes wisdom travels alone.
Yeah. We're all in the process. Hey, my one son says we're all just trying to lead each other home. We're just walking each other home. Yeah, that's all we could do. We're all trying to figure out the best way to do things, live our lives, treat people the right way. So, God bless, man. That's great. That is great.
And I do. I try to not, and I don't try to avoid confrontation. I'm not going to be in a place, and if I feel that I should speak my mind, I'm going to speak it. I mean, although now, we're in a world where you might get killed for it, which is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But it's getting and overcoming that, and it's allowing yourself to become who you are. And that's really what I'm striving for, because I can tell you there were times in my 30s and 40s where I'm like, I'd be sitting there and I'd be like, I have no idea who I am.
Wow.
I have no idea who I am.
Yeah.
Because I've always played a character to satisfy others instead of worrying and focusing on me.
Well, that's great that you're at this point now, right, with your life. That's
absolutely
amazing.
And it's never too late.
Never.
It's never ever too late.
Damn, Jason. Oh, Jason, that is beautiful. Okay, so we're getting a little long on time here. All right, so we're gonna do the close in a bit. So I have to thank you, Jason, for coming on again, and offer up to you a revisit at some point down the line. If you'd be willing to do that, I would love to have you on again. I think that was great.
I would love that if only you would come on my show.
Jason has a show. Jason, please promote your show a bit.
I will definitely do that. Catalyst is the name of the company. The Catalyst Motivation Podcast is the podcast.
Okay.
It was about 6 years. It took me 6 years to actually start recording. again, fear of failure, fear of all these other things. And it took the passing of my mom to actually start the ball rolling. So the show was really in dedication to her.
Awesome.
I talked about my journey through cancer and all the things that happened. I kind of briefly ran over.
Okay.
And now we're focusing on things that, I believe that are important. Compromise. People no longer know how to compromise.
Yeah.
What's emotional intelligence and why have we lost it? Just these unique and interesting subjects that we like to,
Yeah.
I'll sit down and come up with some ideas and just take some time and just start, writing a topic on it.
I love it.
And it's really been fun. We've got some episodes coming up like The Quiet Knife, Understanding Betrayal and Building Resistance.
Wow.
Dumped, 7 Ways to Grow and Grieve.
I love it.
One Day Is Not Coming. 5 Ways to Live Now.
Okay.
And the Boundary Blueprint, which is one that I'm trying to finish up on right now, and that's a big one for me. I have a problem with boundaries, so I'm doing a lot of these things that when I come up with these concepts and then I come up with how you implement them, I'll do it for myself first.
Okay.
And then I'll I'm
roll
my
it
own
out.
guinea pig.
Yeah.
And so a lot of that stuff is coming out soon. And like I said, I don't have a whole lot of guests, but I would love to have you on, my man.
I would be honored. So you could tell my buddy Jason here is a deep thinker, and a big thinker and a big heart. Jason has, so we appreciate him being here. No, Jason, I'd be happy to be on your show, and we'll do that. So, Jason, do you have a closing thought for us here today before we wrap up?
Yeah. If one man can do it, every man can do it.
If one man can do it, every man can do it.
If you want to make it into the feminine, one woman can do it. Any woman can do it.
Love it.
If one person out there can do it, that means anybody else can.
I love that.
You have the ability to do it. So if somebody can do it and you see that they've done it, you can do it too.
Wow. If that's not motivating, I don't know what is. Jason, thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for spending time with us today and for listening to We All Have Shit. Remember that even though we'll always have some kind of shit in our lives, the best we can do is stay positive, have faith, and help where we can. So until next time, onward.